Teresa Dubois is the eldest daughter to her father, Maxime Dubois. Growing up, she had received much love and care from her parents, being the firstborn. However, after her mother passed away and her father married another woman, everything changed for Teresa. Agatha, her stepmother, treated her horribly, as if a servant in now her house. And things only became worse after her step-siblings were born. Teresa grew up taking care of them, washing their clothes, cleaning the house, and even cooking food. And at the same time, Agatha poisoned her father and her siblings' minds with hate for Teresa, and oftentimes she would be scolded and looked down upon, despite everything she was doing for the family. Teresa was miserable in her life, but she tried to make the best out of it. Her stepmother was quite religious, and every week she took her children to the house of worship. However, she always left Teresa at home. But even in her loneliest times, Teresa prayed to the Lord to relieve her from this difficult life and to make things better like they were before. And it was one of these days that Teresa met a young man named Jules at the marketplace where Agatha used to send her to pick up supplies every now and then. Jules owned a small baker's shop from where Teresa often bought his pastries. And over their meetings, a love blossomed between the two. "You look beautiful." "Beautiful? I've been cooking and cleaning all day, and I still look beautiful to you?" "Well, doesn't that make you a perfect woman?" "Oh, stop it, Jules. Enough of the praises." They began meeting by the riverside and secretly writing letters to each other. And the days were going by, not so bad for Teresa anymore. The young couple were hoping soon they would get married. But in all this, it was one day that Agatha came to Teresa and told her she and her father had arranged for Teresa's marriage. Teresa was devastated when she found out the man she was to marry was nearly 30 years older than her and had children who were almost her age. "I've spoken to your father about your marriage. Mr. Leroy is a suitable man for you." "Mr. Leroy? How can I marry a man like him?" "It doesn't matter how he is. It only matters who he is and what he has. Mr. Leroy is a very influential man. Whereas, look at you. You've become a woman and you still live in your father's home. Will you only bring us shame?" "But..." "I don't want to hear no, Teresa. This isn't a choice for you." Teresa knew the only reason Agatha was doing this was for money. This wasn't marriage. Her stepmother was selling her to this old man for her own selfish and greedy motives. So in her last hopes, Teresa decided to open up to her father. "Father, I don't want to marry that old man." "Look, Teresa, your marriage is my responsibility. You've already become 14 years old. In a society like this, if you don't get married now, you'll only be ruining your life." "But father, I don't want to marry him." "Teresa, your mother fixed this marriage for your own good. And if you can't understand that, there is nothing more I can say. You will be getting married here." Teresa was shattered when her father refused to listen to her. When Jules found out about the marriage, he immediately came to their home asking for Teresa's hand. "Sir, Teresa and I love each other, and I can't imagine spending my life with anyone other than her. I would like to ask her hand in marriage, and for your blessings." Giving the matter some thought, Maxime then asked Teresa if she too felt the same way. "Teresa, are you ready to marry him?" "Yes, father." "All right, then it shall be so." Maxime accepted their love and married Jules and Teresa with his blessings. However, Agatha was furious. She couldn't accept the marriage and cursed Teresa for going against her. "You wretched girl, I curse this marriage. You will never be happy together. You're marrying a peasant when you could have married a wealthy man. All you will do is bring shame to this family. You will suffer your whole life." Maxime arranged for a small wedding, and though Agatha attended, she had but a scowl on her face. May the Lord bless on this union. After the marriage, Teresa moved to Jules' small cabin, and they began their new life together. Teresa helped run their shop and rearranged the small broken-down cabin into a cozy home. Everything seemed to fall into place. Maxime and Agatha had come to visit them, and though her father was happy to see her settled in her life, her stepmother still looked down upon how poor they were. "Mother, why don't you sit down? Let me bring some tea." "Oh, please, Teresa, I can't possibly sit here. Even our cobbler used to live in a place like this. And today, you. How unfortunate." It was true. The couple didn't have a lot of money, and the home they lived in wasn't in the best condition. But it didn't matter to Teresa. She and Jules were happy. And their happiness only increased when they found out they were expecting. But it was 2 months into the pregnancy that Teresa suffered a miscarriage. It devastated the couple, but they kept strong and supported each other through the loss. Maxime had come immediately when he got the news, and this time, though Agatha remained silent, she had a smirk on her face that said so much more. But eventually, the couple tried to move on, and soon Teresa got pregnant again. However, it too resulted in a miscarriage, and in the next couple of years, the misfortune continued, in which Teresa lost 4 of her children in the womb. In these difficult times, Teresa also lost her father, the only family that had been loving and kind to her. The years passed in grief, but it was almost 5 years later. It seemed all the happiness returned to their lives when Teresa and Jules finally had a son. With his birth, it seemed all the pain and sorrow had disappeared. But the happiness was short-lived when the boy fell ill in his toddler years. Jules and Teresa went from doctor to doctor. They tried everything to cure their son. "Doctor, what has happened to him?" "I don't understand. I've never seen anything like this. None of the treatment is working." "I'm sorry, but perhaps you should prepare yourselves." No doctor could tell what happened to their son, nor give any treatment. Teresa visited the house of worship every day to pray for her child. However, the cries and prayers went futile. The parents mourned the death of their firstborn at the young age of 3. The loss traumatized the couple severely. Something just didn't seem right. In despair and desperation, Jules decided to take Teresa to a gypsy woman who lived on the outskirts of town and was known for helping people with good fortune. "We've lost 5 of our children. Why is this happening to us? Hang this in your home. It will protect you from the evil that is trying to harm your children." It was since then that finally things went towards the better. The following year, Teresa gave birth to a healthy boy. The parents fearfully raised the child with caution, and fortunately, the years passed by well. It was after 3 years that Teresa had another baby boy, and life had completely changed for her. The boys grew up healthy and happy, and were now 8 and 11 years old. "Mother, we're going out to the bakery." "Brother, come on, just 5 minutes around the field. The other kids are waiting." How many times have I told you, stop your shenanigans? Life had finally turned out beautiful. The boys helped out around the house and also run the bakery. It seemed they were growing up in the blink of an eye. Teresa was grateful for everything she had. But when both of her sons suddenly fell ill, Teresa became frightened lest she lose her sons again. She couldn't risk another chance. So she went to the gypsy woman once again to seek her advice. My boys have suddenly fallen ill. I fear losing them again. Tell me how I can save my children. Someone doesn't want you to be happy in your life. Someone doesn't want you to have children. You have to content that person. Then only you will be able to save your children. So the following day, Teresa baked some cakes and pastries as gifts for her stepmother and traveled back home after many long years. With her father no more and her other siblings all settled in their lives, Agatha now lived all alone. Despite how much she did for her children, now they rarely came to visit her or even help her out. Teresa, what have you come here for? I came to visit you, Mother. After so long, now you remembered me? It's been long enough, hasn't it? Will you still not forgive me? It's been too long to ask for forgiveness, Teresa. Tell me why you've come. If you're here to ask for money, you can leave right now. No, Mother. I'm doing well, but you are all alone. In this age, I just wanted to see how you were. If you were okay, I made some cake for you. That afternoon, Teresa and Agatha sat down to talk over her cakes and shared a cup of tea. Though Agatha hadn't softened even after all these years, Teresa was kind to her. She began visiting Agatha, bringing food to her. She would spend a lot of time cooking the best meatloaves and cakes just for her. And when she went, she would also help around the house, while her relationship with Agatha seemed to be getting better. On the other hand, her boys had also started to get better. Teresa and Jules were relieved to see their improvement. It was one of these days, while Teresa was working in the bakery, that a woman arrived to their shop. Have you seen my son? Who? I can't find him anywhere. His name's Emil. He has blonde hair, 8 years old, about my shoulder's length. A blonde boy? Did he have a birthmark on the back of his neck? Yes, have you seen him? I thought he was an orphan. No, he's my boy. After my husband passed away, he's the only family I have. I've been searching for him for a few days now, but I can't find him anywhere. Your boy? When Teresa's sons suddenly fell ill again, she feared this could only be the work of something evil. And when she visited the gypsy woman, she predicted that someone had been trying to harm her and her children. Teresa could only think of one person, Agatha. She could never forget how Agatha had cursed her. How can I save my children? You have to content that person. Only then you will be able to save your children. The witch wants to eat them. You have to sacrifice a life for the lives of your sons and content the hunger of the witch who has cursed you. So, for her son's sake, Teresa did what she had to do. She searched for orphan children who had no one to love them, no one to care for them, and lured them to the bakery. Are you hungry? Yes. Would you like to have some bread and soup? Yes, miss. Come with me. Teresa brought 2 boys in place of her 2 sons and sacrificed them. She then took their bodies and baked meatloaves with their flesh and cakes with their fat, and took them to Agatha and contented her hunger for her children. And soon it seemed her sons had gotten better. But now, seeing the tears in this woman's eyes, Teresa was devastated, realizing what she had done. To save her children, she had taken away the child of another mother. Where will I find him? I've searched everywhere. My baby, my beloved son, where could he go? What have I done? Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.